This is the Wikipedia page for Tura Satana. You're listening to the podcast where we read Wikipedia articles every day and provide commentary. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and consider donating at patreon.com/WikiListen podcast so we can continue to create this show. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at WikiListen and at WikiListen.com. Welcome to WikiListen. I'm Victor Varnado, KSN, and this is Rachel Teichman, LMSW.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel. This article is about dancer-actress Tura Satana. For the band named after her, see Tura Satana Band. Tura Satana, July 10th, 1938 to February 4th, 2011, was a Japanese-American actress, vedette, and exotic dancer. From 13 film and television credits, some of her work includes the exploitation film Faster Pussycat Kill Kill 1965 and the science fiction horror film The Astro Zombies 1968. Early life. Satana was born Tura Luna Pasquale Yamaguchi in Hokkaido, Japan. Her father was a Japanese silent movie actor of Filipino descent, and her mother was a circus performer of Native American, Cheyenne, and Scottish-Irish background. After the end of the World War II and a stint in the Manzanar internment camp in Lone Pine, California, Tura and her family moved to Chicago. Walking home from school just before her 10th birthday, she was reportedly gang raped by 5 men. According to Satana, her attackers were never prosecuted, and it was rumored that the judge has been paid off. She reports that this prompted her to learn martial arts such as Aikido and karate. Over the next 15 years, Satana tracked down each rapist and exacted revenge. I made a vow to myself that I would someday, somehow get even with all of them, she said years later. They never knew who I was until I told them. Around this time, she formed a gang, the Angelus, with Italian, Jewish, and Polish girls from her neighborhood. In an interview with Psychotronic Video, Satana said, "We had leather motorcycle jackets, jeans, and boots, and we kicked butt. Because of frequent delinquency, she was sent to reform school. When she was 13, her parents arranged her marriage to 17-year-old John Satana in Hernando, Mississippi, which lasted 9 months. Satana moved to Los Angeles and by age 15 used fake identification to hide the fact she was a minor, began burlesque dancing. She was hired to perform at the Trocadero nightclub on the Sunset Strip and became a photographic model for, among others, silent screen comic Harold Lloyd, whose photos of her appear in Harold Lloyd's Hollywood Nudes in 3D. Satana returned to Chicago to live with her parents and started dancing at the Club Rendezvous in Calumet City, where she was known as Galathea, the statue that came to life. She was offered a raise to become a stripper after singer Elvis Presley saw Satana perform at Chicago's Follies Theater. The two began a romantic relationship that some reports say ended in a marriage proposal she declined. Satana eventually became a successful exotic dancer traveling from city to city. She credited Lloyd with giving her the confidence to pursue a career in show business. "I saw myself as an ugly child. Mr. Lloyd said, 'You have such a symmetrical face. The camera loves your face. You should be seen.'" Acting career. Satana's acting debut role was a cameo as Suzette Wong, a Parisian prostitute in the film Irma la Duce, which starred Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine. Her next role was as a dancer in Who's Been Sleeping in My Bed, 1963, which starred Dean Martin and Elizabeth Montgomery. Soon after, Satana appeared in the television show Burke's Law, 1964, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E., 1964. Satana then starred as Varla in the 1965 film Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, a very aggressive and sexual female character for which she did all of her own stunts and fight scenes. Renowned film critic Richard Corliss called her performance the most honest, maybe the one honest portrayal in the Meyer canon, and certainly the scariest. Originally titled The Leather Girls, the film is an ode to female violence based on a concept created by Russ Meyer and screenwriter Jack Moran. Both felt at her first audition that Satana was definitely Varla. The film was shot on location in the desert outside Los Angeles during the days when the weather was more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit and freezing nights, with Satana clashing regularly with teenage co-star Susan Bernard due to Bernard's mother's reportedly disruptive behavior on the set. Meyer said Satana was extremely capable. She knew how to handle herself. Don't f*** with her, and if you have to f*** her, do it well. She might turn on you. That's a quote. Satana was responsible for adding key elements to the visual style and energy of the production, including her costume, makeup, usage of martial arts dialogue, and the use of spinning tires in the death scene of the main character. She came up with many of the film's best lines. At one point, the gas station attendant was ogling her extraordinary cleavage while confessing to a desire to see America. Varla replied, "You won't find it down there, Columbus." Meyer cited Satana as the primary reason for the film's lasting fame. "She and I made the movie," said Meyer. Meyer reportedly later regretted not using Satana in subsequent productions. After Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, she primarily worked with film director Ted V. Mickles in such films as The Astro Zombies, 1968, and The Doll Squad, 1973. After making Mickles The Doll Squad in 1973, Satana was shot by a former lover. She later found employment in a hospital, a position she kept for years. She had studied nursing at Firmin Deslage Hospital. She was then briefly employed as a dispatcher for the Los Angeles Police Department in 1981. Her back was broken in a car accident. She spent the next 2 years in and out of hospitals, having 2 major operations and approximately 15 others. In 2002, she returned to acting, reprising the role of Malvina Satana in Mark of the Astro Zombies 2002, the sequel to The Astro Zombies. Personal life. Satana claims to have dated Elvis Presley but turned down his marriage proposal, although she did keep the ring. Satana married a retired Los Angeles police officer in 1981 and remained married until her husband died in October 2000. She had 2 daughters from a previous relationship. Death. Satana died on February 4th, 2011 in Reno, Nevada, and was survived by her daughters, Kalani and Jade, and her sisters, Pamela and Kim. Her longtime manager, Suzanne Perry, gave the cause of death as heart failure. I first discovered this page because there was a revenge movie about a woman who hunted down all of her killers. I think maybe it was I Spit on Your Grave. I'm not sure. But then someone said that it was loosely based on the story from Tura Satana's life, where she was raped when she was a child, then learned martial arts and hunted everybody down. That is, most people say that that is true. I still can't believe how it can possibly be true. But
which part can't be true?
That she hunted everyone, learned martial arts, and hunted them down one by one and exacted revenge. That's a plot of a movie. That is a plot of a movie.
It is a plot of a movie.
Yes, and so I'm just wondering how true it is, but it seems true.
Seems true to me.
This has been the Wikipedia page for Tura Satana. Thanks for listening to WikiListen. To support the show, go to patreon.com/WikiListen podcast and find us on social media at WikiListen and at WikiListen.com.